Hey, I'm Mike.
Hey, I'm Chris.
This is Mike and Chris Reloaded.
And welcome back.
Welcome back. We had a hurricane, we had family stuff, but we're going to get on track.
We had a lot of issues going on, but we apologize. But we are back, and we are back with lots of things today.
Top 5.
We're bringing back our top 5. We haven't done in quite a while, actually.
Yeah.
We are also with that. We always top 5. We always bring a guest with us.
That's right. And we got Mr. Dane. Hasn't been on the show in a year.
Yeah, has it been that long?
I don't know. It's been a while, man.
Seems like a year.
It feels like an eternity. Welcome back, Dane. Welcome back.
It's good to be back.
And also with the top 5, we bring back something we haven't talked about in a while: anime.
Anime.
Maybe your brother will actually listen to this one.
I think he will listen to this one. I'm going to tell him about it. Anime. And we're going to do top 5 anime that we want to see live action.
Yes. And now, again, this is our opinions. And most, if not all of these, I know all of mine anyway, have not had any talks of live action.
Yes.
But I know I was talking to Dane actually on the way over here that I know since we decided to do this podcast like a month ago or so.
Some of them.
Yeah, some of the ones I've actually had on my list have been announced of live action.
Yes. So forgive us if we do not get one that has not been announced yet.
Yes.
We tried, but we've been planning this show out for a few weeks now, so our lists are a little outdated a little bit. I had one that was on my list. I did wipe it out and put a different one, but
this actually list is a little harder than I thought it would be.
It was actually hard.
And in this day and age of, everyone's running out of storylines for whatever, so now they're taking all these animes and converting them into live action.
Are you trying to say Hollywood's out of ideas?
What?
Hollywood's been out of ideas for years.
Yeah. I think the Hollywood, if they're going to do it, Hollywood actually needs to do these live actions and just quit handing them over to just...
Anybody.
Yeah, anybody. But
Stifler.
Yeah, but the ones I very rarely have seen. If you take 50 anime adaptations into live action, I'd say maybe 5 of them out of that are good.
Right.
Which is, I mean, it's not a good track record, I guess.
No,
you'd say,
the Death Note movie was actually As a fan of Death Note, I didn't like it, but taking a step back from that movie and
you talking about the Netflix version? Or
yeah,
the
Netflix version.
Okay.
I took a step back and rewatched it, and I was, it's not that bad. So
I know.
Maybe I got to rewatch it because I still feel sour about
I thought it was
you have to take
decent.
It's
decent enough for them to make a sequel to it.
Yeah, you have to take your fandom out of the question. You got to remove that from the movie and just look at it as a movie being produced. What was it? And it was a good movie. As a fan goes, it needed work.
Now, I've seen. I started watching the anime and I just couldn't get into it.
I can't believe that.
About 4 or 5 episodes into it, I just
there's something wrong with you.
It just was not appealing to me.
We have Supernatural.
I mean, I suffered through Tokyo Ghoul, so
yeah,
and that just.
You gotta watch Re though. Re is way better than Tokyo Ghoul was.
Of course, they did a live action Tokyo Ghoul movie too.
I still haven't seen that.
Which I heard actually is pretty good.
Yeah.
Now the Death Note, they have 2 different Death Note versions. They had that Netflix version and the Japanese version.
There's multiple of those.
Yeah, and there's been other ones too. Actually, another one, a live action one I heard is really good is Rurouni Kenshin.
Oh, I did see that.
They said that one's really good.
I haven't seen that.
So,
well, let's dive into our list. Who wants to start off today?
I can wield it off here.
You fire away. Fire away.
I'm starting. We're working our way backwards as usual.
Yep.
Starting with number 5, I'm going with Robotech. And I'm going with, now there's 3 different series of Robotechs. There's the Macross, the New Generation, and the Invid Saga. I'm going with the Macross, which is the original one, with Rick Hunter, Min-May, Lisa Hayes, Captain Global.
Now that's a mech anime, so I did not watch it.
Yes, it is.
As long as Michael Bay doesn't get it.
Yeah, really. I went back and watched this. I actually own the original DVDs. I remember when I was a kid, I collected these DVDs. There's 6 DVDs.
Okay, don't lie. They did not have DVDs when you were a kid.
They did, oddly enough.
They were just huge.
Laser disc.
They were big square cassettes.
Yeah. But I remember collecting these way back when, and I still have them to this day. I remember going back and watching this thing from now compared to when I was a kid, and I'm like, "What the heck was I smoking back then?"
Yeah,
it's absolutely horrible. I mean, it is. I mean, the cheesy stuff that they do in it. I mean, the action sequences are great and everything else, and then the drama that's in it is great. But just some of that stuff, it's just like, really, that's what stops them. Okay, but anyway, I think with you got outer space battles, aliens, transforming mechs. You can't go wrong with that stuff.
I mean, Power Rangers movie was successful, so why not?
I mean, exactly.
Power Rangers successful anyway.
But if anybody doesn't know anything about Robotech, the original saga, the Macross saga, was where they were. It's alien tech that they got, and they evolved into their own stuff. And the aliens, basically, once it was activated, the aliens got the signal. They come back to claim their tech, destroy the land, and claim all the energy basically for the land and from the land. But they decided to fight back, and when the captain or whatever of the ship, the SDF-1, uses what's called a space fold, which he basically jumps across the universe. It's like time warp across the universe. So now the rest of the whole story is them trying to get back to Earth and then fighting the Zentradi, which are the aliens, along the way. So
the Zentradi. Well, you know what? I'm gonna keep my number 5 in the same retrospect as you, man. I'm going with a mech anime too. Can you guess which one?
If I were to lay a guess, the only mech anime that I know that you liked is well, there's actually a couple that you liked.
I do like a couple of them.
I know Gurren Lagann was one.
Yep.
And what's the Lelouch?
That's the one I'm going with.
Yes.
Code Geass.
Code Geass, yeah.
Code Geass. Lelouch, man. That story, if you've never seen Code Geass, that story about how he can take control of someone's mind, but he can only do it one time ever. Is like it's
of that person.
On that person, yeah, he can do it to everybody, but he can only control their mind one time. And just how that story plays out, where he did something stupid like made him go to the bathroom or something. Later on down the show, he's got to control their mind again, and he can't, and it just. The drama, his father being the all-power being, which is a spoiler, but it's just a great drama, and I think it would make a great movie, or even like a little mini-series.
You can see that into a live-action series also.
Yeah, I think
Netflix, come on.
I really think that movie would do good, and it's not like out of your mind mechs. They're in mechs, but it's not the premise of the whole story. The whole story is him trying to succeed Tokyo from Britain, basically.
Oh, okay. Well, that's the thing with Robotech too. It's like the only mech part is when they're actually the robots fighting. The rest of it's taking place on the ship, where there's all the drama and everything going on.
Yeah, and that's what I like. Those are the mechs I like.
Incidentally, the original Macross series took place in 1985. So.
Woo.
That's this old series.
I don't even think I was born yet. No, I'm just kidding. What were you, like 20?
Pretty close, yeah.
What you got, Dane?
Well, keeping up the mech, which of course everyone knows I'm a mech fan. It would have to be R because of the content. You can already take a guess where I'm going with it.
I know where it is too.
Evangelion.
Yeah, I watched that one too. That wasn't bad.
But at the same time, I would be afraid of it to get adapted by the wrong company, of course, or director, or writers for that matter. But yeah, would love to see that.
I've seen some, like when they did Appleseed, the animated version, the anime version, the CGI version.
Yeah.
That was actually really good, the way they handled that.
Yeah, I love that one.
But, I mean, even, we talk about live action, even if you do the CGI version,
right?
I guess it would be, as long as they do it well enough, I think they can do it pretty good.
Yeah, I agree.
As long as it's not like cheesy.
I could probably handle that. Yeah, with the newer ones, I mean, the one I saw that actually set it off for me was just phenomenal. Was Final Fantasy VII: Advent Children.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just wow.
Yeah, that was all CGI.
Yeah.
That was
Beautiful
really good.
CGI.
Yeah, it was just phenomenal.
See, I like CGI. A lot of people don't like CGI. I don't know why.
Well, the Resident Evil CGI movies I thought were way better than the actual Resident Evil movies.
Yeah, anything's better than the real Resident Evil movies.
That's true.
Well, they are rebooting them, so.
I know they're rebooting them. My daughter is like super addicted to the Resident Evil series right now. She's bought an old PlayStation.
Oh yeah.
And play it, and she's playing it. We tried to get a Wii from you,
so she could play that. I was trying to get Trent to give me one, but I guess he said
it's all right. We found a good deal. Well, we bought a PS2 twice. I got a PS2 from a guy for $20, and got it in my house, and all of a sudden cockroaches started crawling out everywhere.
Uh-oh.
So that went outside, and then I had to buy another one off of Amazon. But nobody sells PS2s anymore.
Like GameStop said they were going to start refurbishing old systems, but I still haven't seen that come off the ground.
Yeah. So number 4 to you, Chris.
Number 4, a little-known anime, ran from 2010 to 11, Black Lagoon.
Black Lagoon. I've heard of that one. What is that one
It's
about?
a team of mercenaries known as the Lagoon Company. Basically, they're based in a fictitious city named Harbor City near Cambodia.
Ain't that another mech?
No, it's just basically guns.
Oh, that's right. It's like apocalyptic world.
No, it's just more of a modern world, I guess. It's
really?
Maybe
don't they live underground or something?
They're actually living on a boat.
What am I thinking of?
They live in a harbor city. They're on a boat. Basically, the Lagoon Company is a mercenary company that just they're the highest bidder, and in Cambodia it doesn't recognize pretty much any laws, so all the mob people live there, and they basically you got the Russians, the Triads, the Colombian people, everyone, they're all there. So, but circumstances happen where things happen where they do things, and the Lagoon Company don't like some of the things that the mob people do, so it kind of pisses them off. So I guess a better way to explain it is think the Expendables on crack.
Okay.
So it's just massive amounts of guns and killing and
like Borderlands.
Yeah.
Where you have millions of guns.
Pretty much so.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have to check that one out. It sounded familiar, but I guess I haven't seen that one. I don't know what the hell I was thinking about.
Blue Lagoon, Mike.
Nah, where brother and sister make mean, passionate love.
Yes.
Well, my number 4 is actually a recent anime that just come out, and I think that it would be hilarious to see. I'm more of a drama anime person, but number 4 would be Mob Psycho 100. I really think that would be, if they get the right kid to play Mob, I think that would be a really
They did a live action series.
Did they?
Yeah, but it's a Japanese version of it.
No, that's probably why I didn't watch it.
So, and I actually started watching it, and I was not really impressed.
Really?
It's like you got this guy who plays Mob, and he looks like he's 35 years old.
Oh, see, it has to be the right kid, like I said.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would think he'd have to do it. I mean, he looks just like I'm like, really? What did they do? Put this guy pluck this guy from the retirement home, or what?
Right, but if nobody knows the story of Mob Psycho, it's basically a kid who has psychic abilities.
Yes.
And
he's actually one of the most powerful psychics in the world.
Yes, and he works for a guy who claims to be the most powerful psychic in the world, but has absolutely no abilities of his own.
Now, we say psychic abilities. A lot of people confuse psychics with people who can read people's minds or see in the future. In this version, a psychic is someone who can basically exorcise spirits and stuff like that. So I just don't want people to get confused.
Right.
Why is that? But yeah, the whole world is surrounded. He can see spirits, and the whole world's surrounded by spirits and everything else, and he can exorcise them and get rid of them.
Yes. And basically, this guy who's supposedly mentoring Mob, and instead of mentoring him, he's using him to exorcise spirits for him because he can't do it himself.
Yeah.
And it's just hilarious. It's funny, but it does have some good action scenes in it.
Mm-hmm.
So I really think if they did an Americanized version of this, where they spent some money in Hollywood, I think that it would be a hilarious show.
I think it'd be really good, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
It could work.
Yeah, and the theory of it is they call it Mob Psycho 100 because he has a percentage when he reaches
100, he goes like super crazy mode.
He's got enough to basically psychic ability to destroy the world.
Yeah.
So.
Number 4 to you, Mr. Dane.
Mine might be like a underestimated series that at least I was introduced to about 96, 98 when I was in high school or middle school, whatever, how old I was. Outlaw Star.
I've never heard of that one.
Really? It was a good. Well, I think it came out about the time Cowboy Bebop, which I came across it after Cowboy Bebop, which Cowboy Bebop's another one, but I don't know that's getting adapted. I think I heard. But it was these two guys, and they had a show called The Outlaw Star, and they were basically jack of all trade guys, or almost bounty hunters. They did odd jobs for people, but I could see it going in like Guardians of the Galaxy style. Because by the end of this series, there was like 3 of them. It was a funny adventurous show in space.
But interesting. I'll have to check that out. What was it called again?
Outlaw Star.
Outlaw Star. I'm going to write that down because I'm going to watch that now.
Check it out.
I mean, it was like one season or so, like maybe 20 or so episodes. I don't remember getting anything past that.
Interesting. Number 3 to Mr. Chris.
My third one was a series that ran from 2012 to 2013, which I heard they're actually coming out with another series of it.
Continuation.
What's that?
Continuation.
Yes. Psychopaths.
Psychopaths. I haven't seen that one either. Damn. I love these shows, man.
Think Cyberpunk meets Minority Report.
All right.
Essentially, everybody has they're pretty much every time someone's born or whatever, they're seen as they basically can predict their crimes if they're going to be a criminal or not a criminal. The story follows a girl who's a new recruit for the I guess it's the Public Safety Bureau or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's their version of like their whatever, but she's a new inspector for the public. Her name is Akane Tsunemori, but she works with a guy who was designated as a criminal.
Cool.
But they brought him in because he's good at hunting down criminals.
Interesting.
But yeah, but they can see someone and say this guy's gonna commit a crime. We don't know when, but it's our job to basically take him down. So.
Cool. I'll have to check that one out too. Yeah, these shows are great because it always gives me a list of anime to go watch afterwards. I love it. My number 3. Now I want to see this show as a TV series. This I don't think it would do good as a movie, but I'm a drama fan when it comes to anime. So I think Ouran High School Host Club would make a funny, interesting show. TV series. It'd be TV series because basically what it is, it's a host club and I think it's high school. I think they're high school kids, and basically it's a male escort service. It's a show about a club that offers male escorts.
Isn't that where one of them's an actual girl though?
Yes, and one of them is an actual girl pretending to be a guy. And it's about her quirky relationship. She falls in love with another member of the host club, and it's about their quirky relationship playing back and forth where she's trying to be a guy and not let it known that she's in love with this other guy. And the other guy's thinking he might be gay and because he's liking her, and it's just a funny show. I mean, it's
pretty funny.
I think it would make a good series because you could do each episode. They could do another, a different escort or something. I think it would really pan out if somebody did it on TV.
Yeah, it sounds like it'd be good.
That's just my opinion. I'm a real drama fan, man. I can't help it. I love the anime.
I do too.
I don't like TV dramas that much, but I love anime dramas.
See that on the CW or something.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Perfect show for a CW, man.
Yeah. Yeah, get like just a bunch of basically a new teenage show.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Anyways, number 3 to you, Dane.
Now, I don't know if you guys ever watched the show Effin Lied.
I have.
Pronounce it Effin Lied, but it's Lied because it's German.
Yes.
I think, I don't know about a movie, but definitely a live action series I could see.
I don't know, man. There's a lot. There would be a lot to have to put in a movie if you did a movie on that.
Oh, yeah, that's why I said a series. So
even if you did a movie, you might do it in like maybe 2 or 3 parts.
Yeah, kind of like
Now that's the one.
Oh, it was in my head earlier. I can't even know.
That's the one with the supernatural girl, ain't it?
Mew.
They called her spiritual Mew? Girl.
Because that's all she would say is Mew, Mew.
Yes. Yep. Mew, 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 mew.
Yeah. They called her Mew. She had the horns.
Yeah.
But she had, I don't remember what they called them, but they were invisible
tentacle
things that basically just killed people.
Right.
In fact, I was watching I subscribe to Watch Mojo a lot.
Yeah.
They do a lot of top 10s and top 5 stuff. And they did the thing of top 10 like most gruesome deaths in animes, and I think 2 of those were on
Elfin Lied, yeah.
Was on there.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a pretty gruesome show to bring to TV. I think that would have to be
the one with the secretary.
Oh,
yeah, I think that one would have to be like a Netflix original or something.
Yeah,
whatever. I think it's too gory for TV.
Definitely R-rated, gory. So
TV. Yeah. What is this TV? I was talking about for myself.
HBO or something.
Yeah, HBO.
HBO is doing a Watchmen series right now.
Yeah.
We'll see how that works out.
As long as they don't show Dr. Manhattan's junk again, I'm gonna.
Why not? You don't like looking at that?
In theaters.
Yeah, really.
It's like tit for tat, man. That's what happens, man. We get to see Ryan Reynolds, and everybody. Every show is let's show a picture of a junk.
Yeah, really.
I think that's popular. That's what makes it rated R. All right, number 2 to you, Chris.
Number 2 to me. I'm gonna have to go with Dane on this one. This has definitely got to be R-rated. Now, this originally came out in 97 to 98, and they called it the Golden Era series arc. And they just re-released it in 2016 to 2017, but Berserk.
That's a great anime.
I'm assuming you guys have watched it. Yeah. The story of Guts,
the original, the newer one.
Yeah, who was part of the
which I can see that filmed in ways like Vikings and what was that show?
Well, look at it like Conan, how Conan the Barbarian was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This big.
I'm just talking about production wise and set pieces.
Yeah, I can see what you mean. Yeah. But yeah, it's he's part of the black. They call him the Black Swordsman. He's a wandering mercenary that was part of the Band of the Hawk mercenary group that was ultimately betrayed and killed. Everyone was killed except for a couple of people by their leader, who was trying to become just a supreme being called the God's Hand. But the interesting thing about Guts, is that he escaped the ritual that he was doing. The guy's name is Griffith.
Right.
And he was marked with a mark that it's an evil mark that allows evil beings and spirits and whatever that attracts him to him, which is probably not a good thing for the people who come here, because he's pretty much a badass swordsman. So
right.
And he carries just this massive sword and he kills everything.
Yeah, it's an awesome anime, man. That would make a great live action.
The original version, like I said, it was called the Golden Arc Saga, with featuring Berserk, and the original one was basically it showed the whole company. It never really focused on Guts per se, but he was in the company.
Okay.
And it was actually really, really horrific. I mean, the gruesome death scenes. There was like a rape scene in it. It was really bad. They actually had to put an edited version out where it kind of toned a lot of stuff down.
Boo.
But
like them getting rid of a poo.
Yeah. But the new series, the 2016 version, supposedly takes place right after the original version.
So I didn't see the original version. I saw the 2016 version.
Should look it up. It's pretty gruesome.
Huh. I'll have to check it out.
I mean, I'm talking just eyeballs.
I think when I first saw it, it was like an encore forever.
Heads exploding.
Like I think I was just out of high school when I saw that.
Yeah, and demons and
sounds amazing.
Yeah, so
right up my alley.
It's interesting, but it's a good story. I think it'd make a great story of just basically sword, sorcery, and revenge. Just all the things you look for in anything fantasy. So,
see, my number 2. See, I got the idea of this being a TV series off of iZombie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you watched iZombie, but
I've seen like the first
season. She eats brains, takes over.
Yeah.
Basically personalities of the people she eats. Well, she went to this zombie high school set where they're filming a zombie high school thing, and I thought, you know what, High School of the Dead would make an excellent TV series.
That popped in my head a couple times too, but I was like, because of the.
Can you imagine the drama, a high school drama? You could pull it off as a high school drama with a little bit of Walking Dead into it, but mostly a high school. Make it out to be a high school drama.
That would make it hardest to cast to me.
Yeah, it would have to be a good cast, but I think really just it's an endless possibility for a series. A show can go on forever, just like The Walking Dead.
Oh yeah.
I really think that basically if you haven't watched High School of the Dead, zombies invade, and it's a bunch of kids from high school, and they're trying to escape and get. The premises is they're trying to get to a safe place, which is the rich girl's mansion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I know that.
So, so basically, I think that the show would just be amazing if you just brought in a bunch of good kid actors and teenagers, or even some 20-year-olds playing teens. I think it would make an excellent TV series.
Oh, I agree with you.
Definitely agree with that one.
Better than The Walking Dead, I'm pretty sure of it. I haven't even watched The Walking Dead in like 2 seasons now.
Yeah.
It's going down. Like, I'm only recording the new season. I haven't even watched.
Yeah, I got last season and this season recorded, and I haven't watched it. I don't know. Supernatural all the way.
I haven't watched it since like the middle. What season on? 8, 9, 8?
9?
8 or 9, I don't remember.
I think it's 9 right now.
9? Yeah, I haven't watched it since the middle of season 7.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's when this series started to die off.
When they killed Glenn off, I know it happens in the comic book, but when they killed Glenn off, I kind of lost a little bit of passion in watching it as much.
As much as they teased him dying.
I know. My daughter completely gave up after Glenn died. She won't watch it at all anymore. That was her favorite character. But number 2 to you, Dane.
Mine would have to be a live-action series. Well, no, I can see it being a movie also. Just like a 3-movie series, possibly. But Dead Man Wonderland.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely be...
that would be a gory
with the other elements of like Hunger Games in there too, but...
Yeah, that's the one with the obstacle course, right? Where they're all prisoners down below and they have to run an obstacle course to gain their freedom.
It's shown on TV.
And they wear the collars and they don't take their piece of candy within 24 hours. The collars will explode on them.
Yep. Yeah, that's a pretty gruesome show, man. I would watch that. Yeah. I would definitely watch it.
Hard R. Definitely hard R.
Yeah, definitely.
Drum roll to number 1.
My number 1 is your number 2, Mike.
Oh, really? High School of the Dead?
High School of the Dead. I agree with you. I think it'd make a fantastic series. I don't... I mean, the anime was kind of a little over the top as far as the fan service, but besides that,
I don't think it needs that.
It dealt with like real life drama of them not knowing what's going on.
The character development could be just off the charts, man.
And it's basically them to struggle to survive not only against the zombies but against other people and themselves. Trying to struggle with it themselves because, as you know, like one of the guys and girls were used to be boyfriend girlfriend, and they're trying to he still cares about her, but she didn't want nothing to do with him, and vice versa, and whatever. But it's like I said, I believe it'd make a fantastic series, like you said.
I agree.
Whether they put the actual series in Japan or whatever, but
I would feel they would have to.
Yeah, because you're on an island,
right?
And I would think that if they did that, like you said, the development you can develop it, every day.
Yeah. I think it would be amazing, man. You get right on the money, man. It would just be off the charts, man.
Oh yeah.
I think really somebody needs to get on this. Maybe we should do it.
Yeah, really.
Dane can be our star. We'll just fill Dane killing everybody.
Dane's playing everybody.
My number one, I bet you everybody can guess. My number one has been made into a live action show, but I think a movie. But I think it would make a better TV series.
Tokyo.
No, I think it's gonna be Death Note. I know they've done lots of live actions on it, and I know we talked about it before the show a little bit, but I think Death Note, because the movie kind of crammed it all in. And like I said, if you're not a fan of the movie, if you're a fan of the series, you're not a fan of the movie. But the movie was good, and I think that the problem was that they crammed it all into an hour and a half or 2 hours. I don't know how long it was, but if they stretch this out into a TV series or even a little mini series, like maybe like a 6-night event or something like that, I think it would make a fantastic.
No, it would be way more than 6, maybe 10, 13.
I think
kind of like a Netflix 13-episode season.
The movie I thought was pretty good. Like I said, I told you I just couldn't get into the anime, but I thought the movie was okay. I mean, it wasn't like.
It wasn't fantastic.
No one's ever heard of like Death Note, and they're like, "What is this?" And they watch it, they're like, "Oh, this is all right,"
Yeah.
But you're right; they just kind of cram packed everything all in there, just. And I do notice, like I said, I did watch some of the episodes, but I know a lot of the premise of it and everything else too, and they did change a few things on there,
right?
Obviously, for whatever reason. But it was good to see the kid was it Light?
Yeah,
Light. I don't think they called him Light in the.
Yeah, they called. Oh no, they didn't.
They called him L or something.
No, L is the cop. They called him.
What did they change his name?
I forget what they changed his name.
Because they really did Americanize it.
Yeah, they changed his name.
Yeah, but it was neat to see him. Like even at the end, he was still like 3 or 4 steps ahead of everything.
Yep.
And even when you thought like, oh, well, this kid's gonna, but he was just like way ahead of it.
Yeah, I know.
That's like, holy crap.
See, that's the whole thing. That's why I love the movie, or I love the TV shows, because it's just like a cat and mouse event between a cop and a smart college kid, and they're basically doing a cat and mouse thing back and forth throughout the whole TV show, the whole anime, and I really think that if they could play in the whole showing how he's like thinking so far ahead, like where he's sitting at his desk and he's looking at lists, but he's not letting anybody know because he knows his room's bugged, and he's grabbing chips. He's grabbing chips out of his desk, but really what he's doing is looking at bad people to kill, to show that people are still dying when he's not paying attention. I just think it would be a great TV series, man. It would just be fantastic. So number 1 to Dane. What is Dane's favorite?
My number 1 would be hard to really film. Movie-wise, I could see it, especially if they had to do a way darker tone. But it could also be a set of movies. Hellsing.
Hellsing, that's a good one. I agree with you on that. That would make a great movie.
But also it could be a live-action series also, because Alucard is just one of those characters. And not to mention the CGI and special effects they would have to use for them.
Right.
That is true. And yeah, Hellsing is pretty good. I haven't seen all of it, but I've seen a few episodes of it. And what I've seen is actually pretty good.
Right. So. The Hellsing I watch, it basically follows a girl, don't it? Mostly. Police girl.
Police girl.
Yeah, that would make a good.
Well, it's the Hellsing organization, which is the Hellsing family, and they centuries ago captured Dracula, who goes by Alucard, and he's basically their number 1 assassin. Oh, I can't say assassin.
He works for him, basically.
Yeah.
Right. He works with him for him.
Right.
For him. One of the hard jobs that they need to make sure it's done.
Yeah, that'd be pretty
good.
Well, they... something else you can toss in there along that same lines is Vampire Hunter D.
I thought about Vampire Hunter D, but not many people, with the exception of, us hardcore fans, and picking someone to play Han, or to voice Han, would make it harder for me. I think that would scare people on it. Not scare
I never
people.
got into Vampire Hunter D. I don't know why. I just couldn't.
Fantastic.
Yeah, they made 2 movies or talk about doing another one or a series.
Huh. The original one was the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it another try.
I haven't seen the new one yet, but the original.
See, I think that's what I watched was Bloodlust.
Came out when I was like, shoot, when did Bloodlust come out?
Well, they must have just released it then.
No, it was years ago. Originally there was, of course, Vampire Hunter D came out like 80. Let me look that up. No, look it up. But yeah,
it came out a frick of a long time ago. I know that.
But Bloodlust definitely came out like 90s or early 2000s.
Saying they just released it on Blu-ray though.
Oh yeah,
Blu-ray. The last couple of years. Yeah, it was never out before.
No, it was on VHS. Yeah. Right before VHS stopped, I think it was like one of the last ones it did.
Well, that is our top 5, and I hope you guys all enjoyed it because I did.
Yes.
I hope we, if nothing else besides having 30 minutes of fun with listening to us BS about anime, I hope you guys picked out a few shows that you haven't thought about watching.
Or want to make us producers on any of these movies.
Yeah. Or if you're famous and rich and you want to make us famous and rich, we're down for that.
We'll help you help us.
But next week we'll be back with our news. Maybe we can think if we have time, maybe we can sneak in and Ask the Geek.
Yes.
Maybe. We'll see. You'll have to listen next week to find out if we'll do that.
Yep.
But make sure to like and share our Facebook page. Review us on iTunes. We'd appreciate that 100%.
Or if there's anything that you think should be made into live action, what your opinion is, throw that on there too.
Yeah. We have a pretty active Dane on our Facebook. So he'll interact with you quite a bit, and me and Chris get on there and interact too.
Mm-hmm.
So we appreciate you listening, and remember, don't get loaded.
Get reloaded.